Good morning, all. Um, I hope this video finds you well. I just wanted to talk about, um, I just wanted to speak very quickly about second chances. Um, Second chances are carved out for us by the hand of God. God carefully scripts a new story for us. It's a new story that He has put an end to, that has its own journey and its own path. When we ask God for a second chance, which is really asking Him for forgiveness, we're asking Him to forgive our sins, forgive our mistakes, and to help us charge forward in a new direction. Hence why He has to carve out a new path for the second chance. And even though we call it second chances, it doesn't mean that you only get two. It doesn't mean you only have the first one and then you have the second. You have as many as it takes to get you where you need to be. He will give you as many as it takes to get you where you need to be. And the only time you will run out of them, well, it's really not running out, but the only time you will be out of them is when you decide you don't want them. You don't want to be forgiven. You don't want to go forward. You don't want a new path to chart. You don't want to go. And because you don't want it, a new path will not be created. That's why we have to walk hand in hand. Our journey with God is a hand in hand journey. He takes one step, we take the other. We're walking together. When either one of us stops, the other should be stopping as well. The other will be stopping as well. Because God's not going to take you where you don't want to go. And that is the beautiful part about God. But is also something for us to be mindful of. That if you decide to derail yourself off your path, you decide you want to go do some worldly thing, God's not gonna bless you in that, because that's not your path. You've walked off your path. He blessed your path. Now you're walking off of it. But He will stay with you. He won't leave you. When you come back from your travels, you're going to find Him right there on the path where you left Him. And He's going to be like, okay, are we good? Do you want to go forward? And then you'll move forward together. So when you're asking God for a second chance, we have to be mindful of what you're asking for. You're asking Him to carve a new path, to bless your way as you go ahead, to cleanse you of the filth that got on you after you went off path. It's a whole process when you're asking for a second chance that gets started. It's a whole process. It's a whole process for him. For us, it's merely a changing of our mind and deciding to put him first and keep him first. So when you pray to him for help, for forgiveness, for a second chance, or I should say, another chance, you should take it as a recommitting of your life. It's not merely that you're asking him for forgiveness. You're asking to be forgiven and to be put back in place that you were before you left. To be in right standing with him. To be one with him again. To be fused to him again. That's a process. So you should take it as a recommitting of yourself. You're reforging. You're seeking to be realigned with him. You got out of alignment and now you want to be realigned with him. Because that's how he takes it. And if this video finds you while you are in a place of indecision, of when you're being kind of seduced to go off path or to stay off path, I would say when that happens, sometimes we forget how much we love God. We forget. We forget all of our blessed memories with him. The things he took us out of, how he blessed our lives, how he gave us precious moments. We forget those. And the path, the off path thing that looks so interesting. It looks so interesting that you forget. You forget your first love. You forget that you loved him. You forget how precious he is to you. So I would say, remember. Remember your first love. Remember how he held your hand. Remember when others turned away, he was always there for you. Remember when he first called you, when you first recognized it was him. Remember how you felt when you ran to him and he ran to you. Remember. And know that there is no comparison to that. The love that he gives cannot be compared to anything else. There is nothing in this world or of this world that would ever compare in any measure to the bountiful love that we find in him. It is amazing. There's nothing like it. And so the only thing that happens, the reason why we go off path, is because we have forgotten. Remember. You can even pray to God to ask him to help you to remember. To remember your history with him. Because you have a history. And he will bring it to you. And if you think you don't, ask him, say, Lord, reveal to me your movements in my past that I did not see. Please reveal your hand to me. Because for all of us, there have been movements by God in our past that we didn't recognize as him. We thought it was us. We thought it was other people. We thought things just worked out that way, and you were happy about it. It didn't just work out that way. He did it. He did it. It wasn't you. It was him. It wasn't your family member. It was him. It wasn't just because you were so great of a person and they just decided to do something so nice to you. It was him. Ask him to reveal his movements to you. And then hold them in your heart as sacred. I hope this was helpful. I hope this little video will be helpful to anyone that hears it. And I hope you have a blessed day. Goodbye.